security arrangements with our immediate neighbors, not with distant powers. These models are humble, but they are seeds. If each of your nations planted such seeds, pooling your funds, your knowledge, your technology, you could grow forests of self-sufficiency. Imagine an Arab-African economic corridor built by your engineers and ours, powered by your energy and our minerals, managed by transparent institutions accountable to our people. Imagine a collective security mechanism, funded by your own resources, guided by a doctrine rooted in your own values, designed to protect civilians, commerce, and critical infrastructure. Imagine research universities where your brightest minds and ours collaborate on renewable energy, water management, digital technology, and defense industries tailored to our realities, not copy-pasted from others. This is not beyond reach. What is lacking is not capacity, but will. I know there are obstacles, entrenched interests, external pressures, internal rivalries, but leaders are not chosen to manage the status quo. Leaders are chosen to transform it. History does not forgive timidity at moments of decision. This summit can be a footnote or a turning point. You decide. Some will whisper that Traore is too young, too idealistic, that he does not understand the complexities. But I understand this. Dignity is non-negotiable. Sovereignty is non-negotiable. The future of your children is non-negotiable. If you cannot defend it today, you will regret it tomorrow. I speak to you also as a father, as a son of Africa, as a friend of the Arab world. Your youth are watching. They are not blind to hypocrisy. They are not deaf to excuses. They are hungry for authenticity. They are ready to sacrifice, but not for nothing. If you show them courage, they will support you. If you show them hesitation, they will turn away from you. And when youth turns away, regimes fall like sandcastles. Therefore, let us pledge today not another empty communique, but a genuine shift. Let us pledge to respect each other's sovereignty as sacred, to stop undermining each other for the applause of outsiders, to build economic and security models rooted in our soil. Let us pledge that the next time dignity is challenged, we will not simply gather to express concern, but to act with unity and credibility. Let us pledge that we will not wait for outsiders to solve our disputes, to mediate our crises, to finance our defenses, to define our priorities. Let us pledge to ourselves that we will be authors of our own destiny. I stand with you in this effort. Burkina Faso stands with you. Africa stands with you. The Global South stands with you, not as a guest, but as a partner, not as a beggar, but as a builder. Together we can design a new architecture of solidarity that spans from the Atlantic to the Gulf, from the Sahel to the Levant, based on mutual respect and shared responsibility. Brothers and sisters, this is the hour when history itself leans forward and asks you, with a voice that cannot be ignored, will you continue to drift like a ship without a rudder, or will you dare to take the helm and lead? Will you continue to outsource your future, handing over the keys of your own house to strangers, or will you reclaim it with your own hands and rebuild it with your own tools? Will you continue to act as instruments of others' designs, echoing words and policies drafted far from your own soil, or will you rise as the authors and protagonists of your own story? The choice is not an abstract one. It is not a choice for tomorrow or for the next summit. It is a choice that begins right here, right now, with each breath you take and each word you speak in this hall. It is the difference between a region that remains a theater for the ambitions of others and a region that becomes an architect of its own destiny. Look around you. Look at the maps, at the corridors of wealth, at the pipelines of ideas and capital. Every day decisions are being made about you, without you. Contracts are signed in your names by hands you have never shaken. Strategies are drawn that use your resources but bypass your voices. This is not a law of nature. It is the result of choices. Choices to drift, to defer, to depend. Yet just as the past was shaped by choices, so too can the future be reshaped. There is nothing inevitable about dependence. There is nothing eternal about subordination. History offers countless examples of peoples who, at a decisive hour, looked at the pattern of their decline and said enough. They turn their frustration into focus, their humiliation into discipline, their fragmentation into solidarity. You, brothers and sisters, stand at such an hour. The question is not whether you have power. You have land that could feed millions, seas that could link you to the world, minds and youth whose creativity could light up the future. The question is whether you have the courage to align that power, to cultivate it, to deploy it for your own collective good, instead of leaving it scattered for others to harvest. For too long, we have allowed ourselves to be managed like pawns on a board. We have learned to recite the vocabulary of sovereignty without practicing the discipline that sovereignty demands. We speak of independence, but rely on external guarantees for our security. We speak of dignity, but adopt policies designed for the convenience of others. We speak of unity, but treat one another as competitors rather than partners. This is why I say the eyes of your people are upon you. They are not impressed by the splendor of this hall or the length of your convoys. They are watching to see whether you will...
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like us.
You will finally act as custodians of their hopes rather than caretakers of someone else's agenda. They are waiting to see whether this summit will be just another ceremony or a turning point. And know this, the eyes of Africa are upon you as well. Africa watches because our destinies are entwined. The trade routes of the future run across both our regions. The security of our waters, the flow of our energy, the movement of our youth, all of these link our continents. When you falter, we feel the tremor. When you rise, we share the uplift. The old walls between Arab and African are illusions when it comes to dignity and self-determination. And beyond Africa, the eyes of the entire world are upon you. They are watching not only out of curiosity, but out of calculation. They want to know whether this region will continue to be a place where decisions are outsourced and sovereignty is negotiated away, or whether it will become a community that speaks in its own voice, sets its own terms, and contributes to humanity as a partner rather than a client. Do not underestimate how closely you are being observed. In villages and cities alike, ordinary people are following every word and gesture from this summit. They may not have your titles, but they have a moral instinct that is sharper than any diplomat's briefing. They know when leaders are sincere and when they are pretending. They know when leaders are acting out of conviction and when they are simply echoing what was scripted for them. This is why I urge you, do not squander this moment. History rarely gives the same test twice. The conditions that brought you here, the shock, the outrage, the sense of common injury, will not last forever. Outrage fades, habits return. If you do not seize the chance to transform your outrage into a program, you will return home to business as usual, and your people will file this summit away as yet another performance. But imagine another path. Imagine that you leave this hall having decided to stop drifting. Imagine that you return to your capitals not with another communique, but with a plan for genuine cooperation, to develop your own industries rather than import them, to train your own youth rather than export them, to protect your own skies and seas rather than rent that protection from strangers, to resolve your disagreements without mediation from far away. Imagine that you reclaim your own narrative so that your children will read a history in which their leaders rose from dependency to dignity. It will not be easy. It will demand discipline, patience, and a willingness to disappoint those who profit from your weakness. But the alternative, continued drift, continued outsourcing, continued acting as instruments, is far harder. It is the slow suffocation of your people's hopes, the quiet erosion of your sovereignty, the withering of your future. So, brothers and sisters, the question remains, and it is urgent. Will you continue to drift, or will you dare to lead? Will you continue to outsource your future, or will you reclaim it? Will you continue to act as instruments of others, or will you rise as the subjects and authors of your own story? The choice is yours. The eyes of your people, the eyes of Africa, the eyes of the world are upon you, not as spectators, but as stakeholders in your courage. Make no mistake, history is not a neutral observer. It will record this hour. It will record whether you allowed yourselves to be swayed by inertia or whether you seized the moment to redefine what leadership means in this region. And one day your children and grandchildren will read that history. They will ask, when our leaders were tested, did they drift or did they lead? You have it within your power to ensure they can answer with pride. I close by reaffirming what I said at the beginning. Though I am not in your hall today, I am with you all, for the sake of humanity. My voice may be distant, but my heart is near. My challenge to you is not a rebuke, but an invitation to courage, to dignity, to unity. Together, we can transform humiliation into strength, dependency into self-reliance, fragmentation into solidarity. May this summit be remembered not for its protocol, but for its breakthrough. May it be the moment when words became will, when leaders became servants of their people's dignity, when history turned a page and a new chapter of sovereignty, self-respect, and self-reliance began. Thank you.
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We'll keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like.